What up, Mace TV Triple Bands? And I'm here to talk about the Reinvention by DJ Premier and Ransom. I'm gonna have to say this is the EP of the year. I can't say album of the year because it's only 17 minutes, but it's what it was supposed to be. You know, masterclass rapper, masterclass producer, and the thing that stood out the most, uh, beyond the glass sharp uh, lyrics from Ransom, is we get scratching back. I love to hear scratching. It was always in the original hip hop, the when it in its infancy, people were scratching records, and it sounds refreshing to hear that again. You don't hardly hear that on any uh, rap music at all. They don't scratch, and DJ Premier does it the best. And as everybody knows, Ransom is my favorite MC. Nobody tops him in my opinion, and it's always something that he's got the gems and jewels that keeps it relatable. So, yeah, anybody that likes hip hop, go out and check out that album. You know, I've had people say that it was their cup of tea, but I don't see how. It's pure boom bap. It's everything I want to hear out of a rap album today, tomorrow, or any time. It's just got that pure feel to it. And Ransom's got that golden voice matched with the scratches, man. DJ Premier, they said, oh, yeah, he's falling off. He's falling off. No, no. On this one, he comes back. He comes back for the crown, and shows you what he's renowned for. So yeah. I mean, my favorite tracks are a cut above, um, Amazing Graces. Um, I like the Reinvention where Ransom talks about his mom and dementia, and that hits hard for me because I watched my dad have dementia. He had the type 2 diabetes, and on his last days, I watched it. You forgot, he didn't forget who I was, but he thought sometimes he felt like he was like a kid. He was going back in time, like a time machine. So that Reinvention, that really hits hard, because I've been there. I've watched a parent in their last days and in their death. So that's why that hits hard for me. It's relatable. It is something that rappers, I don't know that a whole lot of rappers have talked about dementia. And for him to be open and raw like that and share that with us, he don't have to do that. Rappers don't have to share, their life, be that personal and stuff like that. So that was really a change. And that was the last track on the 17-minute EP. A cut above it is just vicious. The stuff he's talking about on there is just vicious. And of course, chaos is my ladder, more gems and jewels, and I really love Survivor's Remorse, and it's a story, it's a story, about somebody that he knew, that, he was a ball player, and, he was getting ready to go to college, and he let the streets suck him back in and dies at the end of the song. That reminds me of that 90s. That reminds me of those 90s stories. So great project. Forgiveness is also another one. Just the way that he raps. If I would build a rapper, that's a way that I would want him to sound. And everybody's like, oh, well, Zach, what about the Bone Thugs and Harmony and the speed rap and stuff like that? That was me. That was 17-year-old me. That was 20 in my 20s years old me. But, when you get older, you want a more mature sound. And for me, that's what Ransom is. That more mature sound and just, grown up sound. I'm grown up, man. I'm 46 years old. I don't have the same taste that as I used to. But I've talked long enough about it. Hope you go out and check it. All right, bands out. Maze TV out. 1.